Hi, my friend. Are you ready to be found online wherever your dream clients are searching? Are you looking to make your marketing make sense? Do you want to be able to confidently make decisions about your marketing so that you can stop wasting your time and money and really know what to focus on to grow your business? If so, you are in the right place, and I am so excited to have you here. Let's jump right in. Hi, and welcome back to the podcast. I am so glad to have you here with me today. We are going to talk about 5 marketing strategies that make money for any niche. These are 5 different marketing strategies you can use to help grow your business. So if you're ready to learn how to make your business grow, get ready to scale, all of that with marketing, let's jump right in because this training today, this podcast episode is going to be super helpful for you. So the very first thing I want you to do, number 1, is to focus on your dream clients. So when I say dream client, it's also going to be your ideal client, your ideal customer, your ICA, your ideal customer avatar. They're all interchangeable. What I want you to think about, if you have already got an established business, which most of us listening to this podcast do, we're established business owners. You've got a business, you've worked with different clients, you've had different students. What I want you to do is think about your favorite clients, the ones that you love working with. What can you tell me about them? Can you figure out how they're similar? Like bucket the information and kind of go through and just brainstorm, think about your favorite clients, and then really look for what are the things that are similar between each of them. Are they someone who's already established? Have they been in business 2 or 3 years? Are they male or female? Is there an age range? Are they in a specific niche? It really doesn't matter what you're looking for. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's who do you like working with the best? Who is the client who's able to do the most and get the best results? So when I did this exercise, I thought about both clients and students. And I thought about the ones who had the best results, because what I wanted to do was to make some changes and to update some of my programs. And I really wanted it to attract the person who was the most like my absolute best students. Not to say that other students are not good, nothing like that, but I wanted to set it up for the success of those who had been the very best students. So I want you to think about that same thing. Who is your dream client? Who do you love working with? Who gets the most results with you? And picture them as you think about your marketing, as you think about what content to create, as you think about what messaging to use, what words to use, etc. Stay very focused on that ideal dream customer, that best student, that best client, whatever it is, because that's going to help you provide a better experience for everyone. When you really focus and zero in on one, it actually helps you improve your marketing greatly. The next thing I want you to do is to focus on your marketing channels. Now, we've talked about this before, how to stop wasting time on marketing. This is in a similar concept. I want you to really focus in on the channels that are working. So if you're not yet tracking where your leads and sales are coming from, I want you to start tracking that. If you sell online courses and you have multiple opt-ins and you have automations, just add a tag in your automation sequence to tell you whether that person came in from social, podcast, email. They wouldn't have come in from email, but you know what I mean. Podcast, social, organic, ads, etc. If you have different opt-ins, you have different unique URLs for each opt-in within your automations. If you don't have a setup that's that advanced, that's okay. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, Rachel, I don't have that. If you get leads, let's say you're a life coach and you get leads and you have consult calls, just ask them, how did you find me? How'd you hear about me? The same thing if you're selling online courses or online products, you can always send an email and say, hey, welcome. I'm so glad. I'm so excited that you're here or that you bought this, you booked this session. I'm just curious, how'd you find me? most people are going to know where they found you. Most people are going to know, I saw an ad. I saw you on social media. I was Googling for it. I checked with ChatGPT and was asking about something. So keep track of where your leads and sales are coming from, because your best marketing channel is going to be the one that sends you the most leads and the most revenue. You may be focusing on other channels, but by keeping track, it'll help you figure out where to really put your effort and your time. The third thing is to create content that converts. And this is really important. That conversion is very important. We want to think about that ideal customer, that dream client, and all the questions that they have and how our business can help them. Because your dream client's ultimate question is, can you help me with my problem? So you want to have content that talks about the problems or helps them or answers some of the questions they have, but you also want to be able to be sure that your content ties back to your business, so your products, your services, etc. The only way you're going to grow a business is if you're very strategic about this and you create content with the dream customer in mind that also ties back to your business. We don't want to bring a bunch of people to our website who are not interested in what we sell. That's not going to help us grow. So I had a situation similar to this. I'll share real quick. I had a blog post that I wrote back in 2017. It was one of the first ones I did. If you've been through some of the webinars, you kind of know my story. So I started writing all these different blog posts in 2016, 2017 when I first started the business. One of them happened to be on how to nail your first Facebook Live, because back then Facebook Live was new, it was exciting, there were lots of people starting to talk about it, all of that. So I wrote that blog post, and for years it ranked in position number 1, and it drove a lot of traffic to my website. And probably 2 years ago, I looked at it and I thought, at the time, I had nothing that I could sell to someone who was interested in Facebook Live and Facebook marketing. I didn't talk about Facebook marketing at all anymore. I had niched completely into SEO and content strategy. So I was getting hundreds of visits every month from people who were interested in Facebook marketing, but I didn't have a product to sell them. So they were coming to my site. They could have potentially been dream clients, but they were not engaging with what was available on my site because that content no longer had a way of converting. There wasn't an opt-in that really tied to it. There wasn't a product. There wasn't a service. It really wasn't what I wanted to focus on marketing and offering anymore. In reality, it was 8 years old and it was kind of outdated, and my business had outgrown that particular blog post. So I ultimately removed it from my website. And at the time, it felt kind of scary because I was removing a blog post that ranked in position number 1 and got hundreds of visits a month. But I had to remind myself that that blog post was not going to drive traffic or revenue. It would drive traffic. It would not drive revenue or leads for my business because there was no conversion path for them. And it was not honestly a good user experience for the person coming in from that blog post because there was one blog post about that topic, but nothing else. So really think about this as far as like what you're doing from a content strategy standpoint. We want to make sure that the content that we're creating has a natural path to conversion for the person that we're creating it for. So for that dream client. The next step number 4, is to make sure you have built a sales funnel. So I have a couple of clients that are working on building out their sales funnels right now. They've got the traffic, they've got the product, but they don't actually have the mechanism to get the person from a visitor to a buyer. So we're working on that. You need an opt-in, you need this, you need that. So if you have a sales funnel now, you know that you've got a way for the person who lands on your website to join your email list to hopefully ultimately convert. If you don't have that, that's what you're going to need. So a sales funnel at its simplest is 3 steps. It's your opt-in or your freebie. Now that needs to be really tailored to your dream client. It needs to help them with whatever their next step is in their journey. It needs to be something that's going to be beneficial for them. Then you need to have a way to deliver that opt-in to them, probably through email. So very likely through an email service provider, something like ActiveCampaign, Kit, Flowdesk, etc. Then you're going to want to send it to them. You're also going to want to create a nurture sequence so that you are in their inbox every couple of days, providing value, giving them something when you first give them that opt-in that they've requested. After that initial opt-in sequence, that initial nurture sequence, you only really need to email them about once a week with your weekly content. And then ultimately, the third thing you need for your sales funnel is a product or service, something for them to buy, a way to work together. That's really what it takes. Now, if you have a sales funnel and you aren't sure if you've got all the right pieces, it's working, you've got the right opt-in, etc., I have a brand new freebie for you that is how to audit your sales funnel to find out what's working and what's not working and kind of find the gaps in it. So if that would be helpful, you can get it at the freebies tab on the website, etchedmarketing.com/freebies. You're looking for the marketing sales funnel audit. It's brand new. I just recently created it for you based on the questions I'm getting about sales funnels, email marketing, and products and services in our businesses from my clients and my dream customers, my students. So that is there to help you. So make sure you get a copy of that. The last thing you need to do, step number 5, is to make sure you're tracking your metrics. So we talked about you want to know where your leads and sales are coming from. You also, if you listened to the episode on how to stop wasting time with your marketing, you also learned why it's important to do an audit of your marketing channels to look at the amount of time and the amount of money that you're spending on marketing, along with the return that you're getting for that time and those dollars, because you should be getting a return on your marketing. So you want to be able to look at that to make sure that you are focusing on the channels that are providing you the best results. So you want to look at your metrics probably once a month. You want to look at your website traffic, AI visibility, if you can find that information. You want to look at your email list growth. You want to make sure you take a look even like at your opt-in rates, your landing page conversions, your click-through rates on your emails, your open rates. Open rates are subjective. They don't really tell us as much as they used to because so many email service providers like pre-open the emails to check for spam and stuff like that, or to check for bad links. And so a lot of them will do that. So your open rate is not as important today as it used to be. Your click-through rate actually is a better one to help you understand. But you just want to kind of keep an eye on it and see, how are people engaging with my content? Is my business growing? Am I generating more leads? Is my marketing paying off? If you would like help with this, you want to figure it out, you have a couple ways that we can work together. So I do have the Elite Marketing Coaching. It's one-on-one, you and I working on your website or your business together. I also, starting in Q1, will have a brand new Confident Marketers Club that I've created just for you based on my dream clients, based on all the things that I know you need to know to make your marketing work better, where we're going to do this together. We're going to go through an audit of our channels. We're going to look at the different steps of our sales funnels. We're going to analyze, figure out where you need to focus first from a priority standpoint, and then work our way through your funnel so that you are confident that you are doing everything right. You know if you're profitable or if you need to adjust something, and you're ready to scale if you want to scale. So stay tuned. There'll be more information coming up for that once we get into 2026, but I'm really excited. I've been working a lot on it behind the scenes, and I am so excited to bring that to you very soon. If you're interested in that, be sure to request the Marketing Sales Funnel Audit freebie that I talked about at etchedmarketing.com/freebies. That will put you on the list that will be notified first when the Confident Marketers Club starts to open up. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you took away something very actionable that you can start to use in your business right away. If you want any of the freebies that were mentioned, or you want any of my resources or free trainings, you can find those at etchedmarketing.com/freebies. If you would like to work together, I would love to work with you. Send me a note, reply to an email, DM me on Instagram. You know how to find me. I would love to help you grow your business as well. And if you have found this podcast helpful, would you do me the biggest favor and follow it or subscribe on your podcast app of choice, and then give it a rating and review? That really does help. It's just a little something you can do that helps me out in return. I appreciate it so much. I'll see you back here next week.